Welcome to Thriving with Chiropractic, where Dr. Mosier from Mosier Family Chiropractic shares a variety of topics designed to empower, inspire, and give hope. Take a few notes and enjoy the lesson.
Hey folks, this is Dr. Mosier here, and today we're going to talk about detox. So back in chiropractic college, there was, I'm just surrounded with all these health nuts, which is awesome. It's really, really good. But everyone was doing, every year or every couple times a year, they would do this big detox. And if you ever done a detox, what it pretty much is you're starving yourself for the next 7 days or 21 days where you're only eating very little and you're drinking gobs and gobs of water. And it's a challenging process. And so today, I'm going to show you how to bypass some of those challenges, but really take care of your body by detoxifying your body. And we're going to be talking about this really neat breakthrough product. I'm pretty excited about this. Let me share my screen. I'm going to show you my PowerPoint. So let me hit the share button and get this all organized. There we go. And perfect. Okay, so now you can see my screen. So like I said, we're going to talk about detoxification. And there we go. Aha. So the goals is to identify some of the main sources that toxify so that we can minimize the exposure. Obviously, we're not going to get rid of everything. We're not going to live in a hole in the ground. But we do got to minimize some of the cleaning products that we've been using. Probably need to be trimmed up there and a few other things. So let's dive in. We want to understand how they affect our health. And we also want to learn what we can do to help the body function optimally so that it can naturally eliminate the toxins. So by definition, what is a toxin? It's a biological poisonous substance like mold or anthrax or a virus that is capable of causing disease when introduced with the body tissue, right? So a harmful non-biological substance such as a pollutant. So, and I will tell you that toxins are everywhere. It's not just, you're out in the big city where there's all the gas fumes and all that. It's even in our rural community as well. Agricultural, food, medicines, environment, consumer products, and we're going to dive into that some more. But inside the body too, you got metabolic byproducts. There's really what we breathe, what we swallow, really can be toxic if we're not careful. So with the new era, the new millennium, all of these, and I know you can see the PowerPoint, so I'm not going to read to you, but all these have been on the rise, as is our toxicity in our environment. So, and it's kind of like a bucket, okay? As you fill up that bucket, you get more and more toxic, and you kind of start to overflow, and those symptoms can lead to dysfunction, disease, poor immunity, and you're just non-vital. And you can chase these symptoms with medication, which as many of you has probably known because you've been through this roundabout of I take this medicine for this, and then that causes me to take this medicine for this, and you're just in a pretty unwanted cycle that you don't want to be in. So let's talk about personal care products. So I cannot pronounce these words, and I apologize about that. But what the P word there, phthalates, soaps and shampoos and hairsprays and nail polish, it's all in there, and that's the toxicity. You got oxybenzone, which is in sunscreen, and then you got formaldehyde releasers in your cosmetic preservatives, which I will be honest, to me, that's pretty alarming because that's what they use in preserving the cadavers that we had to use for our labs in chiro school. So, and people put that on their face. That was a little blunt, but there's just a lot of toxic things that we just don't realize, right? This product is in soaps and liquid soaps. DEA is a foaming agent in bath and shower products. Phthalates is in fragrances, the sprays, and your household cleaning products. Air fresheners, candles, laundry products, Teflon cookware, and plastics. And I know you guys can see this slide. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this bigger if I can. Aha. So I made it bigger. So pause this, take a picture, like a screenshot of this. You got the toxicity and then what it's commonly found in throughout. So I won't read this to you. Just take a picture and then you can kind of save it on your phone and see what it's all about. But let's see here. Some more cleaning products. These compounds are probable to human carcinogens, so it's likely to make cancer-producing cells, which readily penetrates the skin. Parabens are a estrogen-mimicking preservative, and when you have high levels of estrogen, a lot of unwanted things can happen. Just like for women with breast cancer, if they have high levels of estrogen, they're more likely. It doesn't mean you're going to have breast cancer, but you're just more likely to have that with a higher level of estrogen. So if you have these parabens, carcinogen can form. Teflon. Now, this is kind of a heartbreaker, but we found this out, many years ago. Now we have our stainless steel cookware. Teflon is super easy to cook with. You can just fry an egg and you can flip it with it because it's so smooth. You hardly have to use any cook spray or anything like that. But in order to make that, they have to use Teflon, and it can lead to childhood development problems, liver and pancreas, testicular and mammary gland tumors, damages the thyroid and the function of the thyroid, all from using this cookware. That's so easy to use, but we definitely want to avoid it. Plastics, you definitely want to avoid certain plastics. Number 3 and number 7 are the ones you want to avoid. Plastic 1, 2, 4, and 5 may be better choices, but if you got glass or ceramic that you can cook, that is definitely an option. We have these, I'm going to mispronounce or missay the name, Tupperware. And we used to do plastic, and you would save your leftovers and then just throw them in the microwave and heat them up, and you're good to go. Well, we found some glass type Tupperware products, and that's what we do with our leftovers. So it's a much safer, because you're heating up, and when you heat up plastic, bad things happen, of course. And then products containing fragrance. Fragrance is in everything. Products like air fresheners, candles, soaps, detergent, lotion, laundry detergent, fabric softener, dryer sheets. They contain a hormone distributor and are among the top 5 allergens in the world. And then sick home syndrome. So according to the EPA, our indoor environment is 2 to 5 times more toxic than our outdoor environment, which is totally crazy to think. But in some cases, the air measurements indoors have been found to be 100 times more polluted. The International Agency for Research on Cancer and the World Health Organization, I can't talk today, have conducted that 80% of all of cancers are attributed to environmental rather than genetic factors. So, studies have also shown that the correlation between environmental pollutant exposure and allergies, there's a strong correlation there. And parabens, we talked about that, which is a toxin found in many personal care products such as lotions and shampoos and makeup and processed food. So processed food, even the food that we eat, can be toxic. So pollution in newborns. A benchmark investigation of industrial chemicals, pollutants, and pesticides in umbilical cord blood. The study shows that 287 chemicals were detected in the umbilical cord blood, so that's a lot. We know that 180 cause cancer in humans and animals. 217 are toxic to the brain and nervous system, and 208 cause birth defects and abnormal development. So toxins in the gut. So there's even more studies indicating that the correlation between environmental pollutants and exposure and gut dysbiosis, imbalance in the gut flora. There's a study of children from 11 daycare centers in Finland. Researchers measured polycystic aromatic hydrocarbons from soil and the air around this facility. So there's just toxins are everywhere. And where are environmental toxins hiding? So that's the question. And it's in mold, mildew, water stains at home, at work, leaky sinks, pipes, water damage basements, which we took a lot of work to get. I'm actually in the basement of the office right now, and we did a lot of work to get it, waterproofed. Keep that mold, keep that mildew out, and if it's waterproof, it's more usable, of course, too. A sick building will commonly have poor heating, ventilation, and air conditioning systems. So you always want to make sure your HVAC is working as best as you can, of course. And then there's heavy metals. So lead is found in old buildings, foreign products, and it passes through the placenta. So very dangerous. Aluminum is used as an adjunct in many vaccines today. Aluminum is known to affect the brain, the nervous system, and multiple organ systems negatively. When heated, it leaches, so it grabs onto things. So cooking with aluminum pots and pans and foil is not a good idea. I'm going to admit to you, I used to take sweet potatoes or regular potatoes and lather them up in butter and wrap them in foil and throw them on the grill. Knowing this isn't the best idea to do, because it will leach into your food and then you consume it and then you are what you eat. Mercury is the second most toxic substance on Earth, next to radioactive nuclear weapons, really. It's a known neurotoxin with the affinity for binding to organ tissue, and it's found in fillings and vaccines. Water agricultural toxins, chemicals that kill living organisms like insects, bacteria, and fungi. These are pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, antibodies. And the problem is, humans they're living organisms. So these chemicals may not be lethal when consumed in just small doses, but over time, it can really make it damage our internal system. So does this mean that you have to eat organic all the time? And no, it doesn't. And let me show you, there's a really cool list out, and they produce this every year. The Choose Organic list. And actually what I want to do, because I want you all to see this, I'm going to make this big. Okay. And I want to do one better so my overlay is out of the way. Okay. So what you see here is on the left, you have the list of fruits and vegetables that are highly susceptible to absorbing those toxins, right? And so those are the foods you absolutely 100% positively need to get organic, or you're just going to be consuming toxins like crazy. On the right, those foods, they don't really absorb toxins like the others. So you're good to go on, getting non-organic on those. So avocados are real good, sweet corn, pineapples, all that. You can get the regular style, okay? So let me get back to me. Awesome. Now meat. Why is everyone making such a big deal about grass-fed and free-range beef and organic and dairy and poultry? It's really because of what the meat eats. So we're not just what we eat, we are what our food eats. And so, and there's corn, for instance. Corn will make the cow a whole lot bigger. Corn inflames them. They're not exactly designed for it. They love it, but they're not designed to eat it. There is gobs of antibodies that is given to these animals, and hormones and glyphosates. Let's see here. Up to half of our antibiotic use in humans and much of the antibiotic use in animals is unnecessary and inappropriate and makes everyone less safe. And this is the CDC back in 2013. Hormones. So a recombinant bovine growth hormone, RBGH, is injected into cows to increase milk production. This is absolutely 100% banned in Canada, Japan, Australia, and the Europe nations. And the reason why, that chemical increases breast cancer, ovarian cancer, premature onset of puberty in young women, reproductive abnormalities. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, why is it allowed in the US? And there's a lot of legality. There's a lot of laws that really protected the dairy farms. And I love my farmers all around here, but it really protected the dairy industry, the big wigs of the dairy industry. And that is what we have. Medications, their side effects. So we now rely on them as a solution for everything, from the common cold to managing our stress. The rate of antidepressants have really went up 400 to 500% very rapidly. And, you know, these organs that I'm showing you here are the organs that are designed to help you detoxify these channels. So when you breathe in, you breathe out and you exfoliate toxins through your lungs, through your skin. That is a barrier. Your colon, it's pulling toxins out, and you make, you know, fecal matter. Your kidneys, it's processing the blood. The liver, that's the biggest one. That just processes everything. Your lymphatic system, which is why massages are so wonderful, because it gets those lymphatics moving. And even your fat cells help detoxify. Now, the number one thing you can do for as far as detoxification is getting those organs working how they should. And that's where chiropractic comes in. You get unlocked the nervous system can do its thing, because your body is wonderfully made. And that's the number one component. Because if you have a healthy spine, your discs are healthy, the nervous system can communicate. Otherwise, you got arthritis developing, you got bone spur formation, you got narrowing of the disc, you got closing off of those neural pathways. And then another big thing is water. And, you know, everyone's preaching, you know, drink more water, but there's a reason for that. You know, water is essential for all bodily functions, internal organs. It protects the spinal cord, which is awesome, you know, as a chiropractor. But when you drink more water, you urinate more, you sweat more, you have more bowel movements. All these things pull the toxins out of you. And this is, you know, dives right into exercise, because exercise is awesome for your waistline, but that's not all it does, right? It's really a powerful way to detoxify the entire system, because you pull out those toxins through your sweat, increases a thing called glutathione levels, which is really, it strengthens your immune system. And so this is what let me see if I get that in front of the camera. There you go. I am a huge fan of this. This helps so much. It helps increase that glutathione levels in a natural way. Let me show you a few things on here. So lipoic acid supports the neurotoxin removal. Humic acid detoxifies heavy metals. We got multiple heavy metal detoxifiers. Citrus, pectin. Let's see here. DIM helps regulate the estrogen levels. Calcium Glutarate is a hormone or helps with the hormone detoxification. GI health. Chia seeds powder, they help with the microbiome, and many, many more. Now, the solution is glutathione, the body's natural antioxidant. It is in our bodies naturally, where our bodies naturally produce it. But toxin, stress, trauma, sickness cause a huge deficiency in it, of course. And it puts a huge burden on the liver. And so that's why we need help detoxifying. So let's jump to some of the precursors to helping glutathione, and why this product is so handy is you got cysteine, glutamate, glycine, and then milk thistle is like a synergistic effect. It boosts the product. Now, foods that are rich in boosting the glutathione levels, if you want to do this with food plus with this product, you got garlic, you got broccoli, you got Brussels sprouts, kale, some other foods, asparagus, avocado, spinach, onions, collard greens, cauliflower. All these things boost the glutathione levels. And you also want to intake a lot of fiber. Now, when I say fiber, I'm not talking breads. Unfortunately, breads have your fiber, but they also are inflammatory. So these fibers, and actually, let me make this screen just a little big. There you go. So you got almonds, cauliflower, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, flax seeds, beans, chia seeds, green beans, peas, berries, root vegetables, so onions, sweet potatoes, stuff like that. Let's see. There we go. So in this pack, and I'm going to show you. So in this pack, you have two things. You have the Master Detoxifier. There we go. And I'm going to show the camera here. You got the Master Detoxifier, and what's in it is L-glutamine, L-glycine, milk thistle, apple cider, broccoli, chia seeds, just many, many things. And this really pulls those toxins out, okay? There we go. So Chloria, it cleans and detoxifies the cells. It's effective in detoxifying heavy metals. It lowers the impact of heavy metals on the liver, on the brain, and on the kidneys. It lessens the effect of harmful chemicals found in foods such as doxine and hormone disruptors. And then you got helpful supporting detoxification in the liver, gallbladder, and colon. It boosts actually the healthy flora in the intestines as well. Dandelion greens, it's a liver cleanser, okay? Helps with mineral absorption, reduces inflammation, and prevents the development of disease. It's high in antioxidants, and it has some cancer-killing effects. Prevention of urinary tract infections as well. Rich in fiber, helping with IBS and diverticulitis. So that's one of the products. And then you got the part two, and that is this one, okay? Let me see if I can hold to the camera. There we go. So, you know, it has many things. One of the factors of it is activated charcoal. And let me see if, yes, there we go. So activated charcoal, and I know you're like, charcoal, like the stuff you use for the grill? So if someone got poisoned, for instance, and they call the poison hotline, they're going to call back and say, take some charcoal, because charcoal absorbs the toxins, right? And you want to avoid retoxification with this. And so that's why you have to have fiber. And fiber is a huge part of this, because the charcoal will absorb the toxins, and then the fiber, well, transfers it. It gets it to your bowel movements. You release it through the stool. And then you got oxidative DNA damage, which is a part of everyday life. It's said to occur tens of thousands of times per day in every single cell in the body. DNA damage is part of the reason we grow older, And it also plays an important role in the development of diseases like cancer. So berries, veggie contains powerful antioxidants, and fiber is a huge help. And then some of the key cofactors. So the main product that we have is the Edison Pack. And the Edison Pack is the, excuse me, the women's or men's multivitamin. And then you got the nerve, bone, joint support. And it has things like vitamin C, vitamin E, B vitamins, selenium, magnesium, zinc, milk thistle, and alpha lipoic acid. And so these things really complement what you're getting out of this. So I absolutely 100% hope this is extremely helpful. I hope it was beneficial. Let me get back to me. And I hope to see you next time on Thriving with Chiropractic. Have an awesome and blessed rest of your day.
Have you ever wondered why we are so passionate about serving our community? It's because years ago, Ellen used to suffer with severe migraines, and we were actually told by the medical community that there's nothing they can do, that she was going to have to deal with this for the rest of her life. Luckily, we discovered chiropractic care, and it actually changed our lives, and she no longer has to deal with migraines anymore. I know what it's like to be pushed away by the medical community. I know what it's like, and I know the pain of the statement, you're going to have to deal with this for the rest of your life. Under this roof, you will be treated like family. Our purpose is to empower, inspire, and give hope to those who are broken, battered, and bruised. Because an empowered person can move mountains and make waves not only in their lives, but in the lives of those around them. We also don't want to just externally motivate you, but internally move you. Because we all have a story worth sharing. And then there's hope. Hope is a light. And for some of us, that light is looking pretty dim. Due to the condition that we're dealing with or whatever that we're dealing with, it leads to a diminishing light. But what we specialize in is finding the problem and fixing the problem. Because our vision is to be a lighthouse of hope, allowing our light to shine through. And no matter how busy it looks, we are like church. We can always squeeze one more in. Therefore, our mission is simple. It's one more. One more mom, one more dad, one more grandparent, one more child, one more life saved by chiropractic care.
If you found value in this video, please comment and let us know your biggest takeaway. We also ask that you don't keep this information to yourself. We ask that you share it with your friends and family by simply clicking the share button below.